You are at Lake Rant, where I rant about whatever my $10 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. You can get one of these by being one of those. This one's for Kazuki, who says, smart characters in anime often have their intelligence communicated to the audience in contrived ways, such as by being able to predict their opponent's actions beyond a reasonable degree of accuracy, or being able to deduce things with insufficient information. Rant about smart characters in anime who are actually convincingly well written, characters whose actions and abilities come across as impressively intelligent rather than as contrived bullshit. Well, I mean, I feel like one of the, backbones almost of great, shonen anime is the ability to justify the powers of the characters, to make them seem like they have, a rule set that they follow, they have limitations, there's some reason that the character can do the thing, whether we understand it, scientifically or not, within the confines of the universe, So, I really think, most of the time, as long as you can fulfill, some basic justifications for something narratively in, with good dramatic timing, basically, it's the difference between stating before a battle that a guy, has some kind of special ability that allows him to do something, and then stating it during the battle as a way of, having, let's say, a dramatic moment where a guy gets stabbed, and then it's revealed, oh shit, he actually had fucking, armor under his skin or something like that, If that was something that had, never been established in this universe as something that could happen, it'd be seen as really unreasonable. But if it's something that had already been set up in the plot as something that could happen later, then it would seem incredibly smart and cool. And so I think that, the intelligence of characters in a story is always going to come off relative to the intelligence of the writer. If the writer is capable of making the character, make intelligent decisions, you have to think about it this way. A writer has all the time in the world to write their story. The character has to act in the heat of the moment. So in order for a writer to make a character convincingly intelligent, they might not be, in their best interest to just write the first thing that comes to mind. If they are not themselves coming up with a smart idea, if they don't have the level of wit that their character is supposed to have in that moment, then they need to spend some time, maybe do some research, maybe ask some questions from people to figure out the information they need to know that this character has to communicate, So, I have to read over this question again because there's, a lot to unpack here. Smart characters in anime have their intelligence communicated to the audience in contrived ways, such as being able to predict their opponent's actions beyond a reasonable degree of accuracy. See, is that so much a thing of, smart characters, or just, ones with tons of intuition, or who have, high spiritual power, or just, insanely high fighting skill where they can, detect slight shifts in the atmosphere from movement from a distance, In some situations, those ideas come off really cool because, again, it depends on, what the justification is. I haven't seen a lot of just straight up character is so smart that they... I mean, I guess you're thinking of, the Joker versus Batman, right? Joker having the ability to just know what Batman was going to do steps ahead of time. Yeah, if that's the kind of situation you're referring to, I see where that is annoying. Where it's how would he know that he would make that decision? You would have to really justify that these characters understand each other to that degree. It can't just be he's so smart he predicted your actions. It has to be that he can explain why you would take the actions that you would, and why he knew, what he did to guarantee that you would take those actions. And, in The Dark Knight, it's vaguely... Batman is pretty predictable, and that is something that Joker uses against him. But there are moments where, the level of clairvoyance over what decision Batman would make is, in excess of what is really justified by what Joker says. So, in that sense, it creates that disconnect. But I think that as long as you have justifications up to a level that people can accept dramatically within a story, you're always going to be good to go. In any different kind of situation where, the problem is, how do I make this convincing?